right out in the middle of Lake Francis, there's an island, and then there's a large pile of sticks and small logs, and that's what I'm observing from here. Large pile. But now I'm going to make an inference. I'm going to make an inference that that is the beaver den or beaver lodge that has been or was chewing on those trees. That is the work of a beaver, and that's his lodge or her lodge there. Now, that could be wrong. That could just be a random pile of sticks. But that's my inference. Okay. Now, let's practice a little bit more. Let's say I swam over there through these lily pads and got over there. And I noticed, I observed with my eyes, multiple entrances into that lodge. So then I'd have to make an inference as to why there are multiple entrances. Why would a beaver make multiple entrances? And then, let's say I was poking around and I observed that all the entrances and exits, the multiple ones, were all under the water. Why would a beaver make all the entrances and exits under the water? I could make an inference, or more importantly, you could make an inference as to why the entrances and exits, even though there's multiple ones, why they would all be underwater. Here's another angle of the inferred beaver lodge. And I'm going to give you a couple more. Maybe I'll put the pictures in the Google document as well that goes with this. Beaver's teeth are orange. Beaver's teeth are orange. So, you're thinking to yourself, well, let's make an inference as to why they are orange. Why are beaver's teeth orange? Why do they have an orange appearance? They're the only rodent that has that orange teeth. They're in the rodent family, so why would they have orange teeth? And you could make an inference as to why. And if you're in my 9th grade pathways class, you might be wondering, why are we doing this since we're doing chemistry? So what if I said the reason that the teeth are orange is teeth are made up of basically two parts. The dentine, which is the bony, semi-soft interior, and then the exterior is an enamel, a hard enamel. You've probably seen commercials on TV about protecting your enamel. Now, what if I observed, if I took some scrapings from a beaver tooth and I had it analyzed and I observed the results, and I observed that that orange was actually iron. So then I would infer and make an inference about why the beaver's teeth have iron on them. And if I observed the beaver's teeth and saw that they were all jagged, I might make an inference about why they were jagged. And maybe I'll have you do that in the Google document as well. Well, I found more evidence that our beaver inference may be correct. But I'm also, when I observe this doesn't, I observe it and I'm going to make an inference that says this is an old stump. This was not cut down recently. I could be wrong, but I'm making an inference that this is not a newly cut down tree by a beaver. Well, there's somebody yelling. And I could make another inference about whether that's an active lodge or not. I've been looking and looking and looking, and I don't see any beaver activity, anything new. I see some old evidence, but nothing new. So I could make an inference about whether this beaver is still around. Now, last thing for today, beavers have a very large tail. they use for lots of things. And one of the things they do is they dive underwater, and sometimes they slap that tail on the water very loud to make a loud sound. I wonder if you can make an inference as to why. Why do they slap their tail on the water? If you were to observe a beaver dive down and slap his tail on the water, infer as to why that beaver might be doing that. Alright, on top of coming out and maybe checking out the beaver falls, I've also hidden this conglomerate of quartz, and I hid it somewhere here at Lake Francis, and I'll give you some clues in the Google document as to where you can find it. So first one that finds it can keep it. Some quartz crystals. So I'm going to go hide it now, and I'll leave you clues in the Google document.